Hey everybody, this is A.J. coming to you talking about my experience, my first time traveling out of this country while trans. First of all, it's a learning experience. No one told me about what to do or how to do when it comes to traveling as a transgender person. So it was a learning experience for me, just looking things up, just researching some things. But last year, my family planned to take a trip this year, a family vacation to Jamaica. I know Jamaica is one of the most anti-LGBTQ plus countries, but you know, my family wanted to go, so I said, okay, it's no problem. And I knew that it wouldn't be too much of a hassle because I'd be with my family. The problem came the week before we were supposed to leave. So we left this June. It was June 26th, and we stayed for a full week. The week before that was chaos. So that week before, that Tuesday before the Sunday we were supposed to leave, I received my passport. Now I sent my passport out so that it could get my legal name and my gender designation on it, as far as what it says on my court order. So I sent it out to them. They sent it back, and I specifically put on the application that it is my name and my gender that is going to be changed. And I checked off the gender that's supposed to be, and I sent them my court order, a copy of the court order. So when I got my passport back, it had the name change, but not the correct gender. So that was like strike number one for me. Now, I got my plane tickets, and I found out that American Airlines is one of the only airlines that allows you to be able to put a gender other than male or female, which is great. So for those who plan on traveling, for those of you who are trans that plan on traveling, and you don't want to use M or F for gender, travel with American Airlines. They have the designation for X. And I believe O as well, either O or N, one of them. But I put X on my plane ticket for my gender because that is what is on my court order. That is my legal sex designation. That is my legal gender. But my passport did not have that. So I had to contact the passport agency to find out, you know, why didn't they put it? And they were very apologetic. They were like, you know, overnight it back to us. We'll fix it and then send it back to you. And I'm like, okay, it's Tuesday. If I overnight it to you, you'll get it Wednesday. Then you have to send it out for it to be processed. Then the processing company has to send it back to you. Then you have to send it back to me. I said, will all of that be done by Saturday? Because I leave Sunday. And they said probably not. So they suggested that I contact the airline to see if I'd be able to travel with the sex designation being different on my ticket and my passport. So I contacted American Airlines. They weren't too sure if I would be able to board the plane. So their suggestion was to change the sex designation on my ticket to match the passport. Strike number two. That just brought up a lot of anxiety for me. It was not what I wanted. My whole purpose this entire year was to change out everything, all of my documents, so that I could legally be me, so that I could be free to be me and say, hey, this is what my sex designation is. This is my name. These are my documents. This is what it says. This is what I am. This is who I am. And because of that one mistake, I couldn't do that. And I wanted to be able to travel being me. And because of that one mistake, I couldn't do that. And I was just so frustrated and so upset that that one little letter that one little letter just changed my whole outlook on this trip that we've been planning for a year. Like, I honestly wasn't going to go. And I just didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to contact anyone about it. I was just frustrated. I was done. And, you know, it was just one of those things where you just don't feel like you've won. Like, this whole year I've been doing everything step by step the way that it's supposed to be done for my legal name change and my legal gender designation change. And it's done, and it's there. It's on legal paper, and I can't, I just couldn't believe that that one small incident just totally took all of that work away that I've done. And, you know, like I said, it was a learning experience. That was Tuesday. Wednesday came, and I'm like, oh, the anxiety is building. I don't want to go. Thursday came, I'm like, I'm definitely not going. Like, I didn't want to contact my family to tell them. I just needed to be by myself and figure this out, you know. And I knew that, you know, my family probably wouldn't understand, or they probably would think that it wasn't a big deal, but it's a huge deal to me. And, I mean, dysphoria set in like crazy, and I'm just, I was just over it. So, you know, but by Friday, I'm like, you know what, let me just go. You know, like the representative at American Airlines said, you know what, we're just changing it so you can get on the plane. That's it. It has nothing to do with who you are. You know, this is the American airline agent saying this. You know, she was like, it has nothing to do with who you are. It's just to get you on the plane. So I let that replay in my head on Friday, and I'm like, you know what? It's just to get on the plane. It's just to get on the plane. It's not who I am. It's just to get on the plane, you know. But so I decided to go, and then I was doing some research as far as what I could bring as a trans person. So I wear STP devices and Packers every day. You know, that kind of helps me with my bottom dysphoria. And I realized during my time of researching about Jamaica and traveling as a trans person that those things, Packers and STP devices, are seen as sex toys, and they're illegal. And if you're caught with them, you could be arrested and serve up to 10 years of hard labor in prison. And I'm like, what? Like, that was strike number 3, because I'm like, okay, so now I really can't be me. Like, I would feel naked without my Packer or my STP device, because they're a part of me. They're what I use on a daily basis. They're me, and I couldn't take them. I could not take them. So when I decided to go on Friday, I started packing, and I actually had my Packer and STP device in my suitcase, and it was just one of the saddest moments of my life. I had to take them out. Because I'm like, you know what, if I'm going, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't want to go to prison in Jamaica. Like, who wants to do that? And I'm just, I was just done at this point. But I did go, and I had an amazing time. Like, I didn't have any problems. There was only one person who misgendered me, and she misgendered me because when we got to our resort, she had to take our passports and write down the information to sign us up for this kind of tour thing. And she called me Miss. And I said, I'm not a Miss. You can address me as Sir. And that was a mistake on my passport. And she looked at me like, oh, okay. So I don't know if she realized I was transgender, or if she thought that it was honestly a mistake, which it was a mistake. I don't know what she was thinking, but you know, from then on, she addressed me as sir. But it was just weird. That whole week before we left was the feeling that came over me. I hadn't had that feeling in a long time since I started transitioning, and it's like all that came back, you know, because I got mad anxiety. But like I said, went and I wasn't, except for that one time by that one woman, I wasn't misgendered at all. Had a great time with my family. It was an amazing week. Jamaica is absolutely beautiful. The sky, the trees, the beach, oh, the excursions, everything. We had a really great time. But, you know, it was a learning experience as far as traveling. And then, you know, I was worried as far as my STPs and Packers, bringing them, because going through the scanner, you know, the body scanner at the airport, you know, when they look at your passport and see what your gender is, they press either a pink or a blue button, and you stand in and they scan according to what button, what color button they pressed. So I was really, really like revved up about that. I had a lot of anxiety about that, because I'm like, okay, so I can't wear it. I can't wear my Packer, because they're going to see that F on my my passport, and they're going to press the pink button, and then they're going to realize that something's wrong when I do that body scan, you know. And I'm like, okay, and I can't put anything in my bag for them to scan it, because they're going to try to figure out, okay, why is that penis-shaped thing in this person's bag, you know. And the crazy thing is, I could have brought both of them, because security was so lax and laid back on both sides, United States and Jamaica. Like, no one even looked at the scanner. I didn't even have to go through the body scanner on either side. It was crazy. So our flight was at 6 a.m. in the morning, and I guess the people were just tired or whatever. So when I put my bag on the conveyor belt for them to scan the bag, when my bag went through, the guy who's supposed to be checking them yawned and turned around and spoke to someone else. And I figured maybe he realized, oh, a bag went through and I didn't check it, and he was going to reverse it to have it go back again. He just let it go. And I'm like, I could have had anything in that bag, and this dude didn't even check it. So, okay, I'm like, all right, but, you know, they're going to check it on Jamaica side. So when you come off the plane and into the airport at Jamaica, you're supposed to have your bag checked to scan through to come out, so they can check to make sure that you're not bringing anything in that's illegal. So I'm like, all right, so I couldn't bring my STP or my Packer, because they're going to scan it going out. But there were so many people in the airport, they just told us to bring our bags and go out the side door and go to your transportation. So no one checked it going to Jamaica. So I'm like, all right, but coming back they will. Same thing. My bag was never thoroughly checked. So I'm like, when I came back home, I'm like, I could have brought my STP and my Packer, you know. But like I said, learning experience, and it's better to be safe than sorry. I didn't take it, but it was just the whole experience was new to me. No one told me the ins and outs of traveling as a transgender person. No one explained to me about that. And I hadn't seen or heard about it from anywhere else. Any of the YouTube videos, I hadn't seen anything. So I was just kind of on my own and winging it. So that's why I did a lot of research, but I'm glad I did. I am glad that I went. I had a great time with my family. Would I do it again? Yes, I think I would do it again. Now that I know what to expect and what I can and cannot do, I would do it again. But I did send my passport back so that they can correct their mistake. They actually told me, when I come back, make sure you send it back so that we can give you a whole new one with the correct information. So I did do that. So yes, I would go again, and I would wear my Packer because I can. But I know that since my sex designation is X, there are some countries that don't see X as an actual sex designation, so there may be a problem. But again, that just comes through research, so I've researched that. But yeah, that is my whole story about traveling while trans. It was an experience, but it turned out to be a good experience. I had a great time, and yeah, so that's all I had to say. That's my rant. That's my TED Talk. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what other kind of videos you want me to do, if you have any other questions that you want me to answer, or if there are any topics you want me to talk about. I'm just going to go and continue celebrating. I just celebrated my 51st birthday, so I'm really happy about that. Yes, I am 51. But I celebrate for 6 months, so I get the whole half of a year to do whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want. And the good part of it is that I started my celebration with family in Jamaica, so that was a bonus. So yes, I am glad I went to Jamaica. So learning experience, I do it again, but I do a lot more research for the next time. So again, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time. A.J. out.